We're all part of this team at Benson Financial Group. And when people walk through our doors, our desire would be that they feel something's maybe a little different here.
In 1996, Pat was working at Hazard Elevator with his family.
I loved the family business. It was something that I grew up in. It was always the farm, the grain elevator, and I loved being a part of that. And I didn't think I would ever leave that. I think it was the flood of '93. We were going through, obviously, a horrible flood. And I started to, I think for the first time, ask myself, is this what I wanted to do the rest of my life? I decided that I think I wanted to do something different.
We just felt God leading us into the financial services business. His other brother, Mark, is the one who got him started in the financial business.
1996 just seemed to be the right timing. And so we started this business.
The best way I can describe those early days, and as a bystander, as someone who they invited on fairly soon after those early days, just a step of faith. I think of the story of Abraham in Genesis in the Old Testament about stepping into a new land strictly based on faith.
He started off, he renovated one of our bedrooms in our home and made it into an office. And so worked out of the office for quite a while, but he was on the road a lot.
Pat was driving to St. Louis, driving wherever he could get a meeting. He was taking care of people the same way. And we have many of those are still clients today.
I think I drove around 40,000 miles and I was gone all the time, and I said, I want to start building it right here in Hannibal.
From early on, he wanted to do something that he felt fulfilled and would bring value to people's lives. He had a passion for people. Pat is just a relational person, a people person, a great storyteller. Ultimately he wanted to help people.
I think the first thing I learned from Pat very quickly is it wasn't as much about what you know as opposed to who you are. Pat just has this natural God-given ability to be very relational and easy to connect with from the first minute you meet him. And you could see that in the way he interacted with clients.
He's told me many times, I've quit 1,000 times, I just would restart right back. Because those years were hard and he was by himself. And when you have a team, you can feed off of each other.
We opened an office on North 3rd Street, and Herman Herner came into the business with us as an advisor at that time. And so then we started to build through a permanent office here in Hannibal. We had to bring good people in that we could entrust to take this business to the next level. So it basically started with Steve Hill, where when Steve came in, we basically brought him in as a partner.
He wants to bring on top talent, and then he had the vision for Benson Financial Group. When he started saying, hey, I want to build more than just me. I want it to be more than me.
For the longest time, my connection to Benson Financial Group was through an ancillary business called Ameritime. But more and more, I started basically wearing two hats, working for both Ameritime and for Benson Financial Group, and then eventually just Benson Financial Group.
We did the same thing when Justin came in. We brought him in as an instant partner.
I mean, Justin just embodies what Benson Financial Group is all about in terms of his personality and his character. And Justin's acquisition brought, added character to the business and his work ethic and just our ability to start becoming a team.
I knew Pat and Connie, went to church with them. Connie would always come through my line at County Market. I worked at County Market and HMB Bank as I attended college, and just asked her one day as she went through my line, do you think your husband would ever have a desire to have an intern for the summer? And she said, I don't know, I'll ask him. And so one thing led to another, and ended up meeting with him a few times, and as I graduated, he and I stayed in touch, and we met one day, and he gave me a job offer, and I gladly accepted. A hard decision, but also an easy decision in that I had options on the table, but yet I knew Pat and Connie's heart, and there was just something about this place that I wanted to pursue further.
And then when Jared started, we brought him in as an instant partner.
Jared's just so smart. His ability to learn things and acquire knowledge and then share that knowledge with us was, I think, a real game changer for us on the investment side of things and then growing our practice.
I had known Pat and Connie for about 2 years, 3 years prior. We actually got to know each other at a business Bible study. And then a few years later, Pat and I started talking about what a future could look like here. And I moved out of commercial banking and kind of jumped in full force to joining the team here.
I came on in 2010 because the administrative assistant was going out and she was going to start her own business.
And so we needed someone to fill that space. And Connie was at Hannibal LaGrange University at that time, Vice President of Institutional Advancement. She was part owner in the business anyway, and she said, I think I would like to fill that role. You know, for her to be up at the front and for her to be the face when people walk through your doors, I don't know how you would have somebody any better. We called her the director of fun because when Connie's around, you're typically having fun.
She has a really uncanny ability to pick up on other people's emotions, and if someone's hurting or sick or anything like that, she's the first one to drop a meal by or to call them up and see how they're doing.
She brought joy to the workplace. At Benson Financial Group, what Pat and Connie built was a team.
Every single member of our team is super important. It's not that, hey, the advisors are up here and everyone else is down here or someone else is higher. We're all part of this team at Benson Financial Group. From those that greet people walking in the door to the candy in the dishes in each of our meeting rooms, that's someone's role, and it's an important role. There's a lot that happens behind the scenes that a lot of our client base may not get to see. But we really try to value that here and not take that for granted.
I always tell everyone that you're prayed in because I feel like God placed this team together. And so I think that's what has helped to continue to grow the business as well, because we have like-minded people together too. Everyone, we're unapologetically Christian. I always say that people, they can choose anywhere they want to go. But when they walk through these doors, I feel like God has placed them in our business for us to help.
Connie was out with a friend and she saw a pamphlet from a realty company, and it was about 9 o'clock at night, and she showed me. I got up, got in my vehicle, and I drove to this location, and I told her, I said, that's going to be our next office. And it has been such a good thing for us, this building, which obviously now is becoming much larger.
When we decided to open up the office in Quincy, we said, we're going to go all into Quincy and we're going to be a part of the community, doing what's best for the client, and that positivity breeds through.
You know, my retirement came first, and we were looking for an advisor. And we were looking for somebody that listened to our concerns, our goals, and also what our family values were. And that's what we found with Benson's.
They weren't pushy. They just wanted to get to know us before they even talked about financial stuff. And that's very impressive because I don't know of any other place that would do that.
Not one size fits all. You know, I mean, everyone's unique. Everyone, has a different portfolio and different dreams and different goals. And so we want to hear those goals and how can we best serve them.
I'll never forget my dad when I was just a little boy out on the grounds at Hazard Elevator. He pointed up at the bins and he said, if farmers aren't bringing their grain across our grain scales and dumping their grain into our bins, we don't have a reason to have an elevator. And it really stuck with me. We don't have a reason to open these doors if we don't have people entrusting us. So they are everything to us.
I remember one of the first things that rubbed off on me was Pat and Justin asking clients if they needed anything for the road, water, soda, tea, whatever they need for the road. And that sounds like a small thing of just like, oh, here's a soda for the road. But it really encompasses everything. And so as you start looking from the financial side and trying to help somebody navigate through a potential retirement, it really comes in, what do you need, what's important to you? And so it's client-centric rather than just looking, at what works best for us. It's what works best for them.
The people that they hire stay with them for a reason, because they're committed to something. And they're committed to something more than just a financial service or making money or worrying about a nest egg. They're committed to doing what's in the best interest of the client and the best interest of the family that's being represented there.
No matter what's going on in your life, whether it be financial or something else, they're always there. And we've had some rough roads, and they've always guaranteed, we're praying for you. If you need anything, call us. So they're always there, no matter what.
I mean, that's what a fiduciary should be, someone that is willing to give them good news and hard news if we need to, and not sugarcoat something, but do it in a loving, compassionate manner. Because, man, we see and hear a lot of things in this office, both good, and we share in those joys with our clients. There's also been some really tough meetings where there's been sorrow or things happen that we want to kind of get on their level and really show that empathy and compassion. We talk a lot about you can leave a legacy or you can live a legacy. And I think most people, they definitely want to leave a legacy, but we also want to encourage people through our planning process to also live a legacy. Because if they know that they have the ability or the margin to do that, that frees them up and gives them the freedom to travel with family, give to kids or grandkids, give to charities or churches or those organizations that are near and dear to their heart.
You can't give away what you don't have, and Pat and Connie, their life is an exhibition of generosity and benevolence. I think what you really saw happen as Benson Financial Group grew is you saw the Benson team, Pat and Connie, display teamwork from the get-go between each other, both in their marriage and in sharing the business together. It was easy for the team process and the team consistency and the team development and just the teamwork aspect of Benson Financial Group to take shape out of who Pat and Connie were together and how they approached business together. This is just a special place, a special culture. It truly is a family. And I still feel, honestly, I'm 2 years removed and they still make me feel connected to it.
They truly are wonderful. They truly care. And I think that passes and that rubs off when you're in a culture that from the top, the founders show that much care for staff, clients, and different things. It starts to rub off just naturally. It's not only okay to do that, but it's encouraged.
We want those that entrust us to be able to continually entrust us, long beyond Pat Benson, long beyond Justin Gibson, long beyond Jared Turner, and any of us.
I have no idea where this is going to go in 30 years. You know what I mean? We're at the 30-year mark, but I have no idea next year or the next, but I do know we've got two young men, Jared Turner and Justin Gibson, who are going to take this business. They will follow God's lead. And I know that they are going to place the right people on this team. Benson Financial Group has really been a platform for us to share Christ with others through our actions.
Having the privilege to work with all the people that I have personally had the privilege to work with, I don't know how you could find a career more rewarding. I know this, when this thing started on its first day, and then I bring it all the way to this day, to God be the glory. In my wildest dreams, I wouldn't have dreamt what this has become. Truly blessed.